actually started working in a wine bar, and truthfully, I was running that wine bar. Truthfully, I really, upon applying to that job, knew that red wine was warm, white wine was cold. That was absolutely it. Mm-hmm. So I think it's cool. I'm coming from the same place I think a lot of people are in right now, is that they want to know a lot about wine, or at least the bare essentials to kind of get them through and figure out their taste. So I started blogyourwine.com kind of coming from that angle, in that, I want to put things in a format that people can really sort of relate to. So rather than telling them what sugar level these grapes are being picked at and what kind of trellising pattern, blah, 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 I want to know what the name of the winery dog is, and, the cool little stories that people can relate to, and, have this sort of personal interest in the winery rather than just this, information that people just can't relate to. So that's really why I started my website, just to give people, like me, when I was trying to learn about wine, there was only books, these hugely thick books. I've, got a bunch here to kind of refer to, and I wanted something a little bit more user-friendly than that, because I spent years reading up on wine. Unfortunately, it would have been so much easier, without getting a big head about it, if my website had been around for me to learn from. It was a little bit more approachable.
Well, the reality of it is that I think too many of us try to get by on insufficient sleep, especially entrepreneurs. We tend to wear so many hats in our businesses. Things don't get done sometimes unless we do them, and we can't create more hours in the day, so we tend to rob from our sleep time. And even when we do spend time in bed, it's pretty common that there are, the brain kind of never stops. So maybe you're thinking about the business, or your head is there when it should be, getting ready for bed. And so as an entrepreneur, you need to be able to disconnect. You need to, first of all, dedicate more time to sleep and make sleep more of a priority. Because when you're tired, you're going to have less energy, you're going to have less motivation, less creativity. You're going to have a harder time evaluating risk, whether it's a market opportunity or whether to take on a new client. So your potential for risk gets skewed. That's the casinos know that very well. That's why they try to keep you there around the clock. And the more tired you get, the more trouble you can tend to get into. So it's true in business as well. And something else for small business owners, in addition to being able to focus on sleep for themselves and make that more of a priority, what we learned recently, Harvard did a study of about 7,500 employees at big companies. And what they learned is that a lot of times you've got employees that are just showing up. They're tired. They're not calling in sick, but there's presenteeism. So they're showing up, but they're tired. They don't have the motivation. They don't have that creativity that we just talked about. And as a result, it drags the company down. And it's one thing if you're a Fortune 500 company or a Fortune 100 company to have some of those employees. But if you're a small business owner, you can't afford anybody to not be firing on all cylinders. So it's really important that not only as the owner and the entrepreneur do you tend to your sleep and make sure you get enough, but you need to also nurture and take care of your employees and make sure that they're coming to work ready to go and full of energy.
What I would tell them is, if they look at their website and look around at their competitor's website, the thing you'll see on most small business websites is that it's very hard to actually get in touch with the business. So you go there, sometimes there's a phone number, sometimes there's not. I go to a restaurant website, and to find a number to make a reservation, I've got to click through 3 pages. The goal of our tools is to not only make all that information very visible, but is to give you a lot of different ways to get in touch with the business. So what we actually offer is that. It's a chat tool, click to call, where you click on the button, you type in your phone number, and the business will call you right back. Online scheduling for appointments, reservation. Make it easy for people to reach you. Make it easy for your customers who come to your website to find your website, and then once they find it, to get in touch and do something.
All three make great points, and their interviews are outstanding, and you can learn actually more of them on businessbewareshow.com. But one thing that I loved about Matt is what he said about, small business owners a lot of times don't have contact information on their website, or website at all for that matter. But contact is so important, whether, an email, a phone number, a fax, and
they should have all of them.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, because I've even gone to sometimes, and you know, especially larger corporations and things like that, they'll want to chat with you. You know, and I'm sitting there going, I type with 2 fingers. I don't want to chat with you. You know, I want to call you and talk to you. You know, but that's just me. But that way, if some people like to chat, great. You chat with them. Give me a phone number.
Right. And then some people would rather email.
Me. Yeah. You know, I don't want to email you. I want to talk to you.
Yeah, well, it's very true, and that's just one thing as a small business owner you have to do. Not only just have a website, you've got to have a contact page. Business Beware is about real stories and real business owners. Want to share your story on our show? Email us at info@businessbewareshow.com. This portion of our show is brought to you by DogIDs.com. Dogs are man's best friend, and they deserve the very best. That's why the Scruff Tag Collar is perfect for your active dog. Polished stainless steel ID nameplate, built-in and custom engraved with whatever text and engraving font you choose. Thanks to the Scruff Tag Collar, you always know where your dog is. The Scruff Tag is extremely durable, waterproof, and odorproof, maintenance-free, and one quiet collar. Durability that lasts. Find these great collars and more at DogIDs.com.